What's going on, champs and chambettes? It's FireMonkey here, and in today's YouTube video, we have to talk about the Elder Scrolls Online and it collabing with Fortnite very soon. Now, in this video, we will be going through the rundown of everything, and I mean absolutely everything you need to know, from what even is the Elder Scrolls Online, to what are the cosmetics part of this collaboration, what is currently known, what isn't known, and when can I expect to pick this up in the item shop, Ricky, because I would love to get my hands on them right now. So firstly, let's go ahead and talk about the cosmetics themselves. On screen right now, you're seeing a pickaxe, a wrap, and a skin right to the side of my webcam. Now, I do want to mention that this isn't the only part of the collaboration, because on top of this, Epic Games is also planning to have a back bling and a bundle in the item shop that'll feature the entire skin, but it is a part of the collab, right? It is a small, minuscule piece of it where it's like, okay, we know what the cosmetics are for the most part, and we kind of have an understanding of what to expect once this eventually does release in the game, but we don't know what the back bling looks like, we don't know if the bundle has any bonuses in it or anything, and we just kind of have an idea of what the cosmetics look like themselves, but the skin itself is a character from the Elder Scrolls Online. Now, I know you might be thinking, okay, so the Elder Scrolls Online, what even is the Elder Scrolls? Why are they collabing with this particularly? You know, maybe you don't play the franchise or anything like that. Well, if you've ever heard of or played Skyrim, which if you haven't heard of Skyrim, then I am sorry, what, like, shell have you lived in for the past 1,000,000 years? Then the Elder Scrolls franchise is a franchise that includes games like Skyrim as part of it, and that you're able to play in order to, you know, enjoy the different worlds and stuff out there. And the Elder Scrolls Online in particular was their online MMO version of the franchise, right? Not just Skyrim, of course, but the entire Elder Scrolls franchise as a whole, and it was their way of kind of, you know, making a world that, you know, you could hop in with your friends and just play with a lot of people and enjoy all the different parts of it that exist and, you know, grind out stuff, right? Now, of course, it had a paid subscription model, with the game being $20, at least it will be when it releases on the Epic Games Store, but they were, you know, making this online game that you could play with your friends and everything else, and it was a nice little interesting journey. And little FireMonkey actually did play this game quite a bit when he was younger, because if you guys have never seen it, which I doubt you have actually seen it, because I'm pretty sure it's an unlisted video at this point on my other channel, I used to make a few videos here and there on the Elder Scrolls Online being like, hey guys, it's FireMonkey. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you how to duplicate this area. You would load in, load out, and then as by doing that, you would actually be able to get yourself tons of in-game currency for free. Sure, it was a slow grind, but it was a grind nonetheless, right? So it was like, you know, I've played a little bit of the Elder Scrolls Online, and seeing as it's collabing with Fortnite now, it's very interesting to see, and it does further open the door for more Bethesda collaborations, because of course we've had stuff in the past, like, you know, we've had the entire Doom collab, but it also means that in the future, who knows, maybe we need a Fallout collaboration just to have all three worlds plopped into Fortnite, because imagine it, right? You know, they don't even have to do like Fallout 4 or anything like that. You know, they could go ahead and do Fallout 76, because as memed on as that game is, it is something that is possible for them to do, especially since, you know, in terms of online games, they did, you know, the Elder Scrolls Online instead of, you know, like specifically Skyrim or something along those lines. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the near future we see another Bethesda collaboration happening in the game, but it is something that we just kind of gotta wait for and see what happens over time. Now, let's talk about the characters themselves. Now, it appears that we're only getting that one skin we mentioned. However, it does appear like there were multiple characters that they could have chose, and maybe it opens the door for even more collaborations in the near future. Can Miles Morales please stop fighting me? Anyways, in this image you're seeing on screen, the middle character is of course that skin that we had just mentioned that will be coming to the item shop, but we also have a character on the left and the right that is not set to get skin cosmetics, at least as of yet, as far as we're aware. It could still happen, but I really doubt it based on, you know, like file sizes and everything else, but it is still something to keep in mind here, because it is something that's going on, right? Now, it explains a little bit more why the character choice is a specific one they wanted, because it is kind of like, you know, the focal centerpiece of the box art and everything else they've got going on there, so it just kind of makes sense for that character to, you know, exist and be what we get in the game. But at the same time, you know, I've seen a lot of people, you know, being kind of upset that it isn't all three of the characters. Now, when it comes to the actual part that you're probably wondering, like, when does this release in the item shop? You've said character like 5 million times. Well, it appears that we will be seeing it in the item shop sometime after July 20th. The reason I say this is because the Elder Scrolls Online is actually coming to the Epic Games Store as a free title for a week to claim, and then after that, you know, of course, it'll be $20, starting on July 20th through the 27th. and you can see an image of their test screen over here right now. Of course, it's unfinished because it's a test version of the webpage and everything, but they're planning to release the game on July 20th, and they're planning to not only have it where you can actually buy the cosmetics in the item shop, but you can also get them as a bonus for buying a DLC bundle called Magma once the game releases on the Epic Games Store. Now, in terms of the codenames and everything, it appears like, we're going to be having a weird oddity with all of those. So firstly, let me get rid of one of the misconstructions here, right? Let me get rid of one of the things a lot of people have been confused on, which is, since the game's going to be releasing for free on the Epic Games Store, does that mean that I'm actually going to be able to get the cosmetics for free? And the answer to that is no, you're not getting the cosmetics for free. The reason why is because they simply wouldn't do that with a collaboration like this, right? You get the game itself for free if you play on PC, but if you want to actually get the cosmetics as a bonus, you have to buy DLC in the game, in a particular set of DLC, in order to qualify for it, instead of sitting here and just being like, oh, the game's going free, that must mean that we get the Elder Scrolls collab for free, because Epic Games can be generous sometimes, but let's be honest, they're not that generous. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about what the Magma bundle even is. It goes under a few names such as Magma, Magma Collector's Edition, and Magma Mace Pre-Order, and a lot of people have been speculating, oh, maybe this is related to the Magma cosmetic set that exists in the Elder Scrolls Online, but it doesn't appear like it is going to be that. Like, obviously it can be, right? But there's a little bit of some weird oddities here that I'm not too familiar with to say it would be that, such as the fact that when it comes to the whole entire Magma set and everything else going on there, I don't know why they couldn't tell I was right there. I mean, I did have very poor aim and everything. Is that a stink bomb? Oh no, that's the wasp. Okay. Understandable. But the reason why I'm kind of confused about it is because they have a collector's edition and a pre-order. So why would you have a collector's edition and a pre-order for a cosmetic item that's existed for a long time in your game and, anyone can just kind of grind out for normally? So what I think's going on here is, since they use a lot of codenames, such as the game itself being codenamed Boysenberry and crowns being codenamed Coffee Beans, which is, like the virtual currency in the game, similar to how Fortnite has like V-Bucks and everything else, I wouldn't be surprised if they go ahead and do something like, oh, this is a code name for an upcoming expansion or something like that, and if you pre-order it here, you actually get the cosmetic set in Fortnite as a free bonus. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that the cosmetic set is limited to just this whole entire, like, pre-order, blah, 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 on the Epic Games Store, because that wouldn't make sense. No, they're also going to be releasing it in the item shop at a later date. However, it's going to be like a whole entire situation similar to, Goat Simulator or Among Us, where you can get it early by purchasing a different type of thing from the Epic Games Store, so that you can have a few days to kind of, flex it on other people who may not be buying the Epic Games Store version or whatever, and knowing that, maybe you'll be able to play a brand new game while also just kind of vibing, enjoying your time and whatever else. And, it's just a way to kind of, hype up everything, really, because I mean, there's been times before where I know people have bought, for example, Goat Simulator just because they knew it was going to give you a free cosmetic in Fortnite. So it's like, hey, if you got those benefits that make people into buying a game and eventually causing some people to actually convert to playing that game and realizing they enjoy it, it's like, might as well do a collaboration, right? Might as well do these whole entire shop offers and everything else like that. But as a whole entire recap of everything, this is set to release on the Epic Games Store on the 20th. There's going to be a DLC codenamed Magma, which maybe is just Magma Maces or Magma themed cosmetics, and if you actually purchase that, you will be able to get the cosmetics in-game a little bit early. And if you don't want to purchase that, or if you're someone on a console, for example, you will be able to still get the cosmetics when they release in the item shop at a later date. And then on the 20th, we most likely will be able to tell you guys when that later date is of when they're releasing in the item shop. But it's really just kind of a waiting game to figure out, when more information releases, if the collaboration doesn't get postponed or anything. Because to be fair, after we even talked about the whole entire collab, right? After we leaked or, mentioned that Epic Games leaked that the game was going to go free on the 20th to claim for a whole entire week, Epic Games changed the release date from July 20th, 2023 to July 20th, 2099. And it was just like, okay, maybe they'll do a last minute pushback or something like that, just to be like, ha ha ha, we proved leakers wrong. But at least with all the information right now, that is everything we currently know, and I'm excited to pick up these cosmetics in the item shop. Now, I would love to hear what else you guys want to see from Bethesda when it comes to collaborations in Fortnite, and with that said, I'll catch you champs and chambettes tomorrow with another video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and peace out.